Welcome to Wednesday afternoon. Yeah, it's Wednesday. Today's July 26th, and I'm going to make some cat pillows today. It's something that is on my to-do list. They're actually going to be for a gift for someone. Not going to tell you who, not going to tell you why, because I don't want that person to know that they're coming, because it's supposed to be a gift. And as I know, Alfred, as I was preparing everything, I realized I don't have any zippers. So I'm going to go through all the steps of what I'm going to do for the cat pillow and then set it aside, and then when I get zippers next week, I will then finish it off on one of my other streams and show you how I put the zipper in there and what I do and how I make my throw pillows. So let's get started. You want to say hi before I start? Okay, come here, baby. Oh, so I switched the cameras around a little bit. I've got the cat all the time. I love you. Thank you. I was thinking about doing a doggy camera today, but I can't because I don't know exactly where he's going to stay. I know he'll stay down here with me, but he moves all around and lays in different places, so. Say hi. I know I love you. You're a good boy. So, the nice thing about these cat pillows is nothing's going to be permanently, completely trapped inside of there. I'm not going to have layers. I'm not going to do batting, not going to do a quilting, binding, any of that. So I don't have to worry about hair, number one. Number two, and the person I'm giving it to and all their family, no problems with any hair. So that's one of the nice things about doing the pillows, is I don't have to be as conscientious as I do with the quilts. So today I'm going to be doing the So Fresh Quilts pattern. Oh, you know what? I can do it this way. I'm going to do the So Fresh Quilts pattern. It's with the kitty cats and the fish. The nice thing about these patterns is it's basically just two blocks repeating over and over with reversed. So I'm going to do one pillow with a cat facing to the left and one pillow with a cat facing to the right. So that's the way I'm going to do that. And I'm not going to do the fish bones. I'm just going to do two cats. I'm going to do one facing either way. And the person I'm giving it to, her cats are black. So I have black fabric with green eyes. And then I decided I am going to use some of the fabric I picked up at Spring Market for the background. The fuchsia pink is actually very important to her. So I'm going to use the fuchsia pink as the background color. And it's this one with the cat scratches all over it. So I figured this would be a good one. Oh, let me do that. Okay, so first thing is I need to cut out all of the pieces. I'm going to cut the white first because that's the biggest one. So I'm basically just doubling because I'm making two different blocks. So I'm doubling all of my instructions here. There we are. Put those up. Okay, so for white, WOF. 1 inch by WOF. No clue what that means. Okay, let's look at the instructions in the beginning. Oh, with the fabric. Okay, so WOF means with the fabric. Oh, I see what she's done. Okay, so she's doing the same thing over and over. So she's doing the eyes, basically saying that you're making this entire quilt. So you're cutting the white and the black for the eyes, but I'm not doing the eyes as black. I'm doing the eyes as green. So I'm not going to worry about that. So it looks like it should be a 1 inch by 1 inch square. So I'm just going to do that. So we've got... Okay, so I should just have a 1 inch by 1 inch square. And it looks like I need one... Because it's going to be 1 inch and 1.5 inches. So let's cut this 1 inch. It's funny, I need an entire bolt just to cut a 1 inch strip. There we go. Let me put that away. So I won't need my big thing anymore. Okay, now I am making 2 quilts, so it's easy for me whenever I'm cutting strips and pieces just to cut it in half and double it. So in this case, I need 1 inch by 1.5 inch. So I'll actually cut 2. And then I need a 1 inch by 1 inch. So I will cut 1. So it's 2 total. Okay. And then I will set this aside just in case I need it later before I toss it in my, my scrap fabrics. Okay, so for the green. Now this is the green of their cat's eyes. So it's just a small little 1 inch by 1 inch. Go. It's kind of chilly in my house today, which is why I'm wearing a sweatshirt. My hope is that once I get ironing and sewing, I will warm up and then I don't have to wear it because it's getting in my way a little bit. Okay, for black. Now, the black is the black of the cat. So, in the instructions, anytime I see dark or light, I'm going to do the black. Because it's the, her cats are solid black. So I'm just going to do a solid black cat. Unless, I don't want to do 2 shades black, do I? No, solid black cat. Okay, so, looking through here, it looks like I have some 6.5s. 2.5 and 1.5. I know, Alfred. So so I'm gonna cut a 6.5 strip. Alfred, you're fine. He hears kids outside playing. Okay, so I have a 6.5 strip. I need a 2.5, and I need a 1.5. And again, I'm making 2 pillows, so I'm doubling the amount of fabric and the pieces that I'm cutting. Okay, so I cut a 6.5, a 2.5, and a 1.5. I don't know if that's enough, so I set the fabric aside. Okay, let's cut these 6.5 pieces first. Actually, you know what? I'm going to cut them in order. Oh, and they're 2 6.5s. So great. So it is in order. Alright, so I need 4 6.5 by 2.5. So I need 8. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8. And I should be good. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so that is 2.5 by 6.5. Now I need 4, 5.5 by 6.5. So I need 8 5.5 by 6.5. Just making sure. I'm just counting to make sure that everything's right. Okay, so H1. You know what? I think maybe she's already doubled it. Okay, so 1, 2. Yeah, because in the instructions, letter M has 4.5 by 5.5, but I only see one. I only see one of them. Yeah, I think some of the numbers are off. Okay. Alright, so before I cut any more and possibly waste fabric, I am going to count and double check everything. Oh. Each one makes 4 cats, so I need to cut these in half. Because I'm making 2 cats. That makes sense. Okay. Alright, so these are... So I'm not doubling it, I'm cutting it in half. Okay, so I should have read through all the instructions first. That's my fault. Okay, so I need 2 dark H's. Okay. Okay. And I need 2 5.5 by 6.5. Okay. Now I need 12, so I need 6 1.5 inch squares. So this is a, nope, wrong one. I need my black one. 1.5 inch squares. Okay, step number 1, you should always read through all of your instructions before you start cutting, which I did not do. And then I would have known that the cutting instructions are for 4 cats, not for 1. Okay, and I said I need 6 of these, right? Yep, I need 6. So 2, 4, 6. Okay. Now I need 4, so I need 2 actual, 1.5 by 2.5. So since I've got this here, I'm just going to cut the 2.5s from here. 1.5 by 2.5. Okay, I need 2. Just making sure I'm doing the right one. Okay, and that's all the 1.5s. Now I need 4 2.5 inch squares. So I'm going to go ahead and use these strips that I cut by accident. Because they're already 2.5 inches. Oops. Get off of there. Okay, so I need 4 2.5 inch squares. So there's 1, 2. Okay. Now I need 2. Okay, it tells me 4, so I need 2. 2.5 by 3.5. So let me grab another one of these. That's 2.5 by 3.5. Now I'm putting them in a certain order here because they're all lettered. So this is letter H, N, C, D, E, F. So I want to make sure that they're in a certain order so I can find the right pieces when it's time for me to use them. Okay, now I need 4, 2.5 by 6.5. Okay, this is... I could have used these. So there's 2. Okay. Let me do another 2.5. So I said I needed 4 of those, right? Yep. 4 of those. Okay. And 2.5 by 6. Now I need 2, 2.5 by 10.5. So here's my 2.5-inch piece. Iron it. Now you notice I'm always ironing each of the fabrics before I start cutting anything. Okay, 4.5 by 10.5. 10.5. There we go. All right. I think that is all of the black that I need. So I can put this away. And now for the background I chose. Now I did buy 2 fat quarter sets of this. So if I need more of this, I can pull it out of the other fat quarter. And in fact, let's see if I can reach that fat quarter, because I want to show, there we go, some of the other fabrics. So it is Windham. Windham Fabrics is what this is, and it is, what is the name of the line? Catterday. Oh, it's so cute. So it's Catterday. It's by Felice Regina. She has some wonderful fabrics in here. And I will show you, I have my second fat quarter that's already opened. I will show you some of these amazing fabrics. You have, of course, the cat scratches in a bunch of different colors. You have some amazing just kitty cats lounging around. You have some cat faces, which are just adorable. Here is a small cat butt. There is just a really cool design. That reminds me of an actual litter pan of the bottom. Then you've got litter glitter, which is inspired by cat litter. And then my favorite, the large cat butthole. So really, really cool fabrics. I really like these. Alright. So now we're on to the background. So the background, and in fact I'm going to move these over so I can fit the background pieces. There we go. So I'm going to put the backgrounds over here. Okay, so background. I need, it looks like 1.5-inch squares. So I need a 2.5-inch square. So I got a 1.5 and a 2.5, and then a 4.5. So I'm going to square this up. I'm cutting a 1.5, a 2.5, and a 4.5. we go. Okay, this is extra. Now, for the blocks, the finished blocks, I saw in my instructions, the finished blocks are going to measure 10.5 inches wide by 14.5 inches tall. I do want a finished block of 15 inches for my throw pillows. So when I'm going to make the block itself, once the block is finished, then I'm going to add extra background pieces to then finish it all the way around to have 15 inches. So this extra fabric right here is super important. So I want to make sure that I have that in a place that I can grab it. Okay, so here is my scrap. And I'm going to start from the top. So I need 4 1.5 inch squares. So trim off the edge. There's 2 and 4. Okay. Now, there's no other 1.5s, right? No, nothing else with 1.5. Oh, that's what I thought. Okay, I need to cut another one because apparently I didn't cut off all the selvage. There we go. Okay, now I need 4 2.5 inch squares. So there's 2, 4. I need 2 2.5 by 3.5. Okay. And 2 2.5, 2.5 by 4.5, 2.5 by 6.5. Yep, so I need to do another 2.5. So let me cut another 2.5 inch strip. And like I said, for some reason, if that is not going to be enough fabric in that fat quarter piece, then I do have another set of the fabric that I can get. You know what? I wonder if I can get more of this fabric, because Saturday. I can get it! Ooh, do I want more of this fabric? Because it is amazing fabric. Ooh. So whenever you're looking, oh, and actually let me let you know, the release date is October the 31st. So your local stores, your local quilt stores, sewing stores should get them in beginning of November. So if you're looking for this fabric, you can find it in the beginning of November 2017. Okay, so where was I? I have a 2.5 inch. I cut off that. Okay, I have 1. Okay, I have 2.5 by 6.5 and a 2.5 by 4.5. So let's go to 6.5 first, because I cut a 4.5 inch strip just in case I can't do. Nope, and I don't have enough for the 4.5. Okay, that goes over there. Okay, so I need, these are all scraps. Two and a half by 4.5. But I'm gonna wait and do the 4.5 squares and the 5.5. So I need to go 4.5 and 5.5. Because I would rather cut a strip of the 2.5 than cut another strip of the 4.5. Okay, so this goes last. That goes there. You move these all the way over. Okay, so I still need a 2.5 by a 4.5 piece. So let me cut another 2.5-inch strip. Yeah, I think I do have to pull my other fat quarter out of there, of this. Okay, so I said 2.5 by 4.5. Because even though it's enough to make the block, I don't think this is going to be enough to finish off the block to turn it into large enough for the pillow. Okay, so I have all of my pieces all laid out. Oh, and I just remembered I need pencils. So I'm getting a regular pencil, and I am getting my white pencil. So because whenever I am marking on my black, I don't want to use the dark color, I want to use the light color. And this is just a regular Franz and Porter mechanical pencil that has white chalk in it. Alright, let's get working. Okay. So, looks like we're going to do the eyes first. So, the C is the third one in. We're going to have a C, okay, the B, oh, I need 4 of these. See, and that's why I did not cut enough of these. Okay, there's 2 eyes in a cat. So these are 1.5. And another one. And I'm going to need another one of the green. For some reason, I cut enough just for one cat, or I was thinking each cat had 1 eyeball. There we go. Okay. So we've got that. Okay, and then D is the 1.5 by 2.5. So I think that's this one, yes. And all I'm doing right now is I'm just laying out all of my pieces so that it's easier for me to sew it all together. Oops. There we are. Now, I've got the whites a little bit higher because these pieces come first. Okay, so this one's to the left, and then this one's going to be to the right. Hey Doug, how are you? And the green, remember, is going to be the eyeball of the cat. So it is, so if you notice, I'm making 2 cats, and the eyes are looking different directions, because I'm having one cat facing left, and the other cat facing right. So these are going to be 2 throw pillows that you can either have them looking at each other or looking away from each other on the couch. So, just okay? Alright, so let's sew all of the eyeballs together. Alright, I need my 1/4 inch piecing foot. Oh, it fell down. I'm like, I don't see it sitting here. It must have fallen. And, oh, the other scrap I have in my main machine. Okay. And I'm piecing, so that's why I'm using my regular CS6000. There's no point using my nice expensive machine for basic piecing. Now you notice how I'm not putting any pins in here? It's because the fabric is the same size. So it does not make a difference if there's pins in here or not, because I'm just going to follow along the seams. Whenever there are seams that you're sewing over, or the fabric is different sizes, that's when you have to pin it. I don't want that scrap. I'm going to use another scrap. You know what? This is good. Okay, and I'm going to iron these. Now, it doesn't seem like it makes a difference where the seams point. I know that in the instructions, she says to always iron the seams open. Personally, I don't like open seams. So I'm just going to iron them in any direction. Alright, now we said we're doing this one to the right and this one to the left. Okay, now I do need pins for this step because I have a seam here. So I need to make sure that that seam does not move. So I'm just going to put a single pin in where the seam is. The nice thing about the Sew Fresh quilts with the patterns, they're all some kind of animal or something like that. They're really cute. She's got an Etsy store if you're interested in any of her patterns. But they are, she's got the quilts, but she breaks them down by block. And then so that way, if you want to do something like this and turn it into a pillow, you can. I should be using my toy. Oh, it's over there. My, my seam, my magic seam thing. I don't remember what it's called. It is the cutting gizmo. That's what it is. I should be using my cutting gizmo. Oh, you can't see it. Cutting gizmo. Now I'm using black thread because the cat is black And so I don't want you to be able to see this white thread through the seams. So for me, it's perfectly fine to see a little black thread in the eyes, for the white and green eyes, than it is for white thread in a black cat. But just keep that in mind whenever you're picking the threads. Okay, so this one is looking to the right. This one's looking to the left. And that's on top. I'm just double checking. Yes, okay. All right. For me, it's a lot easier to iron towards a solid piece of fabric than it is to iron towards a piece of fabric that has seams in it. So in this case, I'm adding 3 and not just the 1 because it is a larger piece of fabric. Alright, and for efficiency, I am going to start skipping around for these instructions. Because remember, I am all about getting things done as efficiently as possible. Okay, so I have those to cut. Okay, let's look at the next step. The next step is H, which is the 2.5 by 6.5. Okay. And E. E is the 2.5 inch square. No. Oh, there's 2 H's. Background H. Okay, so these are the background H's. Okay, and then E, 2.5 inch square. Now it wants me to draw a diagonal on the back. Where is my small... There it is. I've got a small ruler just for these purposes. And again, I'm using a mechanical pencil from Fons and Porter with chalk in it. Oops. Oh, there must be someone walking by. We know people are not allowed to walk by our house. Now, I will warn you, if you do decide to make any of the Sew Fresh quilts, there's a lot of fabric waste. I discovered that the last few that I've made. Okay, now in this case, it's going to get sewn across the diagonal. And it looks like they're both exactly the same. Should be fine. And the reason why I was doing that is I want to avoid using scrap fabric if I can, if there are pieces later down that that I can sew instead. Take these pins out. And then I will iron. Now and again, I am changing this a touch because she does like you to iron your seams open. And I am not doing that. Did I leave my phone upstairs? I thought I heard it buzzing. Yeah, I guess I left it upstairs. Huh. So I guess that was my imagination. Oh well. Okay, so let's make sure I've got these right again. Okay, that goes that way. There we are. Now I'm going to sew these at the same times as a triple. So I'm going to fold over the one side. And then the other. And then you notice I am folding back the extra little fabric. And I do that way you can see the pins whenever you do it on either side. Let me actually show you at the close-up of that. So you have the pins right on that side and on that side. Oops, that one's a little off. There we go. Make sure I line that up correctly. There we go. Now, if I were to make and sell these pillows, they would not be the normal $30 that I charge for my throw pillows, because there is a lot more time and effort that goes into making them. So if I were to sell these, minimum would be $50 a piece. Although, depending on how long this takes me to make them, it may even be $60 or $70. Because as a handmade person, I always want to make sure that I value my time, because this is my job. This is what I do. Okay, now, here's the pieces before that I was skipping ahead. So I want to trim the edges off. And again, that's waist. After I trim the edges off, I will iron them, making sure that they're right. There's my two cat ears. Great. And then H. So that's the 2.5 by 6.5. That's this one right here. I need to sew that to there. Now I do have seams, so I am going to put some pins in it. Now you're not supposed to sew over your pins. So I do as I say, not as I do. And nope, other way. There we are. My thread came off, so I was just making sure I could fix it without having to rethread the whole thing. So if you sew over your pins, your needle could possibly hit your pin and break it, which I do on a regular basis. Okay, so there is my left and my right facing kitty cats. So I can't do anything with those until I get that back. So let me look at the next part. Okay, so the next part is E background, which is the 2.5-inch square. Okay, the H, which is the 2.5 by 6.5. Okay. And then, oh dang it, I could have done, oh well, H and H. So it's another, the other H. And that actually goes there and there. Alright, so this is going to get sewn to there. So let's draw a line, a diagonal in the center of this. It's going to go that way. Okay, and then this is a diagonal going this way. Oops. There we go. In fact, I'm going to get my chalk pencil back again. Because the gray is not showing up on the black. There we go. Okay, same thing with this one. Now this one is going to go the opposite way. So it's going to go this way, for the other facing cat. Now this may seem weird, I've got black and black, but in the instructions you actually have a light color and a dark color. So it's a two-tone cat. I'm not doing that. My cat's all one color. There we go. Okay, let's iron these. Or, sorry, sew those, not iron them. Uh-oh. I apparently did not pin the other pink one. Okay, so I drew it but didn't pin it. So which way does it go? Goes that way? Yep. There we go. until I'm ready for it. There we go. Fantastic. Now, my kitty cats. So to see, you'll have the eyeballs. Now, if I finish this early today, I'm going to get a head start on the stuff for tomorrow. Tomorrow's stream will be some just regular strip piecing style quilts that that I'm just kind of throwing together for 2 baby quilts. There we are. Same thing as I did before. I'm going to trim these edges before I iron it. Now, I could have had one single long piece for that, but that would have meant doing some math. I don't feel like doing math today. I do math so much with my quilting. I just did not feel like it. Okay, that's for the right quilt, that's for the left one. Okay. I'm going to skip ahead to the next one. Ooh, lots going on here. Okay. I've got C. Okay. There's a C. An F, 2.5 by 3.5. That's this one. Nope. I want the F background. It's this one. Alright, I'm going to set them side by side. I see what it's doing. Okay, so C is going to go here and here. Okay. So Alfred is down there. He's inside of a towel in a bed, and he's growling because he's probably dreaming. Okay, going this way. I'm just going to put a single pin in there just to hold it in place. This one is going this way. Okay. And then I have the F. And it looks like the C's are going to be the same. Okay. It looks like I have to do one because these overlap. In the picture, it says that they fit like this, but that's not the case. Okay, so I'm going to have to do them one at a time. And it looks like it's the same exact for both cats. So I'll start with the left, and then I'll come back and add the right. Oh, I could be using this pencil. I don't have to use my chalk on the pink. Now, because these are different sizes, this is why I put a pin in there. Earlier I said I didn't have to put a pin in them if they were the same size. But I don't want this to move around at all. So I do need to put a pin in it. Okay, so let me sew these first. Now I'm using my same 1/4 inch piecing foot that has the guide. Even though I'm doing those diagonal stitches down this way, I'm just lifting up the guide and making sure that it follows along. So I'm just lifting the guide up, so when it gets near my pin, I'm lifting the guide up so it just goes over top the pin, and it doesn't cause any issues. Okay, let me free these, because I'll need those after that. And I'm ironing it this way because I said before I prefer to iron the fabric towards the solid pieces of fabric instead of the ones with seams. Look, I got two cats with eyes. Isn't that cute? Okay. Then these are back on the first page, so I need my M piece, which is the 4.5 by 5.5, which I believe is this one. Yes. Okay. Now the one looking to the right, it goes on the right. And the one looking to the left, it goes on the left. Well, I did a much better job ironing this one than I did the other one because this one's lining up and the other one didn't. There we go. Alright, now I'm setting these aside for now just because there's nothing else I need to do to that top part. So I'm going to set them aside, so I'm going to put them into the machine whenever I need to sew, when I need to free something else out of the machine. Alright, let me cut my little edges off. Open. And now put them on the other side. Okay, and I believe they're going this way. Yes. He's dreaming again. Now this one does have a seam in it, so I'm going to put one up there and then one down here instead of just one in the middle. Yeah, so Alpha dreams a lot. Sometimes he'll make those noises in the middle of the night and wake me up. Makes me wonder what he's dreaming. If he's dreaming of barking at the neighbor's dogs, chasing squirrels. Really? Sorry, I'm just looking ahead for the... Hi! No one was there? Well, apparently he woke up and still thought he was in the dream. He came bounding out of the bed, wanting to bark at someone. Hi! Come here! Come here, you want to come say hi since you're awake? What? Do you want to come say hi again? Oh... Are you my good boy? Let me say hi. Say hi. I'm cutie. Thank you. Oh, I got kisses. Here's your good boy. Oh, I know. This is what you want. He likes to be held like this and have his chest rubbed. Yeah, this is what you wanted. I'll be sitting there playing video games or watching TV upstairs, and he'll come over and go, hey, hey, and he'll want this. I know you're a good boy, aren't you? Okay. Go lay back down again. I got work to do. Now, I was looking ahead, and these two pieces need to get sewn together. Meaning, this is the good time to sew this. Alright, before I iron it, we want to trim these edges. Alright, now I need to sew them like this. So that way and that way. Okay. Oh, let me do it the other way. That way it's the same for both of the blocks. There we go. I love this cat scratch fabric. This is so cute. Alright, so we've got there and there. That is the top part. Great. Okay, so I'm going to set these aside because those are made. Alright, I'm just going to skip ahead to see. Okay. Alright, well I guess let me do the bottom then. This is the last thing I can do to skip ahead. And then from now on, I'm probably going to have to use my scrap fabric in order to put that in there. Okay, and then E. So I need to do this one on the left, this one on the right. And this one's going to go this way. Okay, and this one's going to go this way. Just put a single one in the middle just so it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, and let's sew this to free the other two. Thought I heard my dog. There we go. Alright. So that's the tail left and right. Now, I need to sew G, which is this one, to the top. Okay, it's making sure that I've got it right. Yes, okay. So that's going to go that way. And that way. I'm going to set these aside right here because this is one of the last things I need to do. There's nothing else I need to do with that except for trim the edges and iron it. Okay, use scrap fabric. Now I can use the scrap fabric in there to constantly go. There's two reasons for that. The first reason is it's faster and more efficient. The second reason is it actually helps lock that thread so I don't have to go back and secure it again. Alright, so I've got these now. Yep, I'm going to do that. Alright, so I've got there and there. So this needs to go this way. I'm almost out of pieces. That tells me I am almost finished assembling the parts of this pillow. Okay, so there's my first one. And then this way. Let's make sure I did this one right. No, I didn't. That's what didn't think that looked right after I did this one. Alright, so that one I'll redo in a second. So this one goes this way, and it goes here. See, I'm always making those simple mistakes, so I always check and double check my work, just to make sure. Okay, so I know that one's right. Now this one goes this way, so this needs to go here. This is the body and the tail of the cat. So this big piece right here is the body of the cat. You're very cute, Alfred. Okay. Left and right. Now, I need to add this piece. Gets added on this one. double checking everything, making sure. Yep, just like that. Okay. This is a really long piece without any seams, so I'm just putting a pin in halfway. Okay, there's that. Now this one. Okay, goes this way. Hi. You're being a curious little thing today, aren't you? Come here. Come here. Wow. There you go. I know, see, I don't have to worry about hair on this one, you know, because it washes right out. And the person I'm gifting it to has no problems because it's not a quilt. I know. Oh, you're not going to want to stay there, are you? I know. You're a good boy. You want a treat, don't you? You want a treat? Yes, okay. Let's get a treat. Is this what you want? There you are. That's why you keep hanging around out here. Alright, there's my second one. So I have been playing a lot of Splatoon 2 lately. And I keep going back and forth. If I want to play on Twitch, or if I want to keep my stream just sewing. I am not the best player, by all means, but I have fun. If I do decide to stream it on Twitch, there's a few things I have to do first. I've got to buy some more equipment, some different things. Okay. Now what do I do? Alright, looks like I take this one and I put it there. And I put this one here. Alright, and it's going to go this way. There's a seam in the middle, and then one on the end. Okay. I'm almost done with this already. Fantastic. So the question is, do I get started on baby quilts, or do I work on dice bags for the convention this weekend? Yeah, I'm probably gonna do baby quilts. Hi, I already gave you one. I know, you're very cute. I already gave you one though. And same thing with the others. I want to trim this extra off. And like I said, there's a lot of waste with these patterns. So if you're someone that doesn't want to have waste in your quilts, you probably don't want to do them, but honestly, I don't mind. I don't mind at all. It's a lot simpler than cutting the triangles and things like that. It's a much, much simpler way of putting it together. Alright, oops. No, that and that. Okay. Great. I think that's it. So now I just have to assemble each of the lines. So let's cut this off and cut this off. Iron these. This one goes this way. And everywhere there's a seam, I'm putting a pin, because I don't want those seams to fold over whenever I sew this. Okay, now this one is the one on the right, so he's looking to the left. So that'd be this one. Okay, and then now this one goes that way. Alright, and then that way. And this one I'm actually going to pin opposites, because I've got this. You know what? No, I take that back. I'm going to trim this. Trimming it's a lot easier, and that's the way you're supposed to do it. Alright, let's see how this works out. Just looking at my seams, making sure they're good. I just realized I forgot to mention, if you watch the stream in the winter, whenever I was working on the dog quilt, this is the same designer. Okay, now comes the moment of truth. Oh, this one's nice. Now, I'm not worried about this little part right here because we're going to be putting something here. So it's actually going to be cut off right there. I was concerned about this here, but this lines up perfectly. So there's one kitty cat quilt, or one kitty cat block. It's funny, in the camera you can't tell he's got the green eyes because I used a light green instead of a dark green. Yep, and this one works fine too. Nice. Nice. Alright, so this is I'm going to say 14 by 10.5. So it looks like I cut off, it's supposed to be 14.5. Oh, I guess it is when I stretch it out. It's more like 14.25. Okay, so first thing, before I want to add on the borders, I want to square my block up. So I'm just going to make sure that everything is square. Okay. And that way it's nice and even whenever I add on the edging. And that way I can measure it a little bit better too. Oops. Okay, there's one. I love this pink fabric. Pretty cool. Now you always, when you have blocks like this, you always want to square them up. There we go. Nice. I like it. Okay, let's see how, if I have enough fabric to then do the edging around, or if I have to open up another fat quarter. Okay, so I can put all of these instructions away. I don't need these anymore. Okay, I don't need these anymore. Don't need that one anymore. I always like to put things away as I finish with them. That way I don't have any issues. Okay, so I've got there. Now I need to have these as a 15-inch finished. So after I squared it, it's now about a little under 10 and a half. By 14. So this one is 10 and a half by 14. 14. They're both 10 and a half by 14. Great. Okay, so I need to make it 15 by 15. So, math time. 10 and a half by 14. I need to go 15 by 15. So I need to add 4.5 and an inch. So I need to add 4.5 and an inch. Now, I've got 4 sides. 2 sides, I need to add 4.5. 2 sides, I need to add 1. So if I go 4.5, 4.5, I'm actually adding 9 inches. So it's not going to be the 15. So I need to divide these by 2. So I need to add 2.25 and a half inch to each side. Okay, now I also need to account for seams. I'm going to lose a 1/4 inch here, and I'm going to lose a 1/4 inch off of there. So I need to add another 1/2 inch to each figure in order to accommodate for those 1/4 inch seams. So it's actually going to be 2 3/4 and 1 inch. So one side needs to be 2 3/4 and the other side needs to be 1 inch. So here I've got my scraps. Now I have 2 blocks of this. So that's not 15, is it? Nope, it's not going to be enough. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to have enough. So I need to open my next other fat quarter, because I think it just has 1 fat quarter of each, doesn't it? Yeah, so I only have the 1. Okay. Let me break into this nice pretty stack and pull out this lovely fat quarter. Hi Soleil. Okay, now this is 18 inches by 21 inches. Actually, going to cut it this way instead of this way. And what that'll do is it'll save some of my fabric, so I can use this for another quilt possibly. Alright, now my zippers are going to go along the bottom of the pillows. So I want this to be a long seam without any seam breakage. So I can't add this and then this, or else there's going to be a seam right here and that may interfere with my pillow. So if you do a pillow and you add a zipper on, you want to have an unbroken line along that zipper. Okay, so I need to make this. So this is the 2 3/4 on either side I need to do. Okay, so I'm actually going to set aside all these pieces. And I need 4 2 3/4. There's 1. 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's set that aside. That's trash. Now, anytime there's a seam under there, I'm putting a pin in it. I haven't used my scissors at all, have I? Okay, nope, I haven't. Oops, there's less seams on this side of the cat to pin down. Okay, there's 1. And 2. Still can't believe that I forgot that I needed zippers for a pillow. What I'll do then in one of my streams next week, I'll then start off showing how to finish it off with the zippers, or I'll finish. Actually, it doesn't take that long, maybe 10 minutes to add a zipper in. Does not take long at all. I have some zippers, but they're too small. No, what am I doing? I forgot one of these sides. I got both sides of that one. That's not the first time I've done that too. Next step, after I finish ironing this, is to square them up again. Now you remember, well, you may not remember, if you haven't seen, for my quilts that I've designed, I don't square those up, and that's just because there's no need to square them up. You're not making block by block, you're making the entire quilt at once. Whenever you're doing something where you're going block by block, you definitely want to square those up. Okay, now I need to do the underneath, and I'm doing a 1 inch. So I need to cut 4 1 inches. Alright, so here's all of my scraps. Now, I'm not going to toss this in my scrap bin. I'm just going to hold on to it and set it with the rest of the fabric I have from that line. You know what? I don't want to put that there. I want to put it right here where I can see it. Stay. Okay, making sure we're staying. Alright, now let's add the top and the bottom. No. I don't need that anymore. I can get rid of that. Oops. I don't know. I was thinking my pins were over there. I automatically went to reach for them. Fantastic. Hi. You're very cute. I already get... He's being super needy today. You're being super needy. Guess what? You're going to go and watch a rugby game tonight. You could go watch a rugby game? You are? I know. I know. Aw. He's my baby. You my baby? Yeah. Okay. Mister, I'm gonna be super needy today and get all the love. was trying not to disturb him. He was leaning up against the chair. Okay, so let's square this up one last time. Now when I square this up, I'm squaring it up, lining it up with the seam, not with the edge of the fabric. If I line it up with the edge of the fabric, it's not going to be nice and straight because the edge of the fabric has been ironed out. Okay, there's one. They're so cute. I'm really glad I picked this pink for the background. I think she's gonna like it. Alright, and I am finished with the kitty cats. They're cute. So then the next step is to put the zipper in the bottom and the backing. I'm probably just going to use a solid black for the backing, for the back of the pillow. So when you flip it, you're very cute. Yes, I will hold you while I'm talking to the camera. So I will use a solid black. I do not have my zippers today. I forgot the zippers. So next week in one of the streams, I will show you how to put the zipper in there and finish it off. So if you are watching this on YouTube, look for a couple of videos ahead of this one to find the one with the zippers for finishing it off for the second half. For now, I'm going to set these aside until I do that. And let's lay out and get started on the baby quilts, the strip quilts for tomorrow. Alright, so now I start. Oh! I have dog toys in here. Is that a toy? Is that a toy? Ready? You want a toy? No, you want to sit there and look cute. You're very cute. Alright, so I started this at my parents' house. And I'm not sure how far I got. I don't remember. So this is what I'm doing for the baby quilt. The guy I'm giving this to is an OSU fan, so I'm doing red, white, and black with mostly red, so red, black, red, white, red, black, red, white, and each of these, there's 2 different colors of red strips in here. Okay. Oh, excuse me. So that's what they look like, with 2 different reds in there. So I'm just going to make a whole bunch of those strips. Is my travel thing. I will put you right there. So all I'm doing is sewing strips together. So these are the strips, 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I missing one of my strips? Or did I not get that far? Okay, so here are black strips. Here are white strips. And it looks like I'm sewing this to the white and this to the black. So I've got 2 black, 1 white. Did I not get that far? There's nothing else in here. Yeah, it's been quite a few weeks before I've touched this. No, nothing in there. Okay. Well, in that case, I need to sew another white. Okay, so that'll be the next step. Okay, so I'm going to stop there for the night then. And I will... Oh, those are scraps. I will pick up again tomorrow. Going through and working on the OSU baby quilt. So tomorrow I will stream same time, 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. I'll probably go till 4. I won't stop a little early like I did today just because I finished early. I was expecting it to take a lot longer than this. So 1 o'clock tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time, I'll be on and I will show you how I just work on all those strips. Just combine stuff together, sew strips together, cut them, and turn them into a quilt. So until tomorrow, goodbye. Thanks for joining me. I love you guys. This will be up on YouTube shortly, like always. And if you ever want to see me do something, either a quilt, a technique, a design, let me know. I'm always up for everything. So I will see you guys tomorrow.